We're going to walk through the Advisor of the Year application process and how advisors can begin completing an Advisor of the Year application. The Advisor of the Year process is related closely to the Chapter Excellence application process, where schools will create a Chapter of Excellence program application and submit it to Level 1 and then submit it to Level 2. And then at that point they can create an Advisor of the Year application. And that Advisor of the Year application will be submitted for a statewide competition, and then those state winners will be advanced to a regional competition and then to a national competition. That judging process is similar to how the whole Chapter Excellence program works. They start out at the state level. After a single state level winner is identified, they'll be advanced to the regional level, and then that regional level winner gets advanced to the National Advisor of the Year competition, who are interviewed at NLSC in June, and then they'll be presented the National Advisor of the Year award there. Not all of the states are using this online application process just yet. So you may have to check with your state director and see if it looks like some of these features are not available to you. That just means your state might not be using the process yet. There's a couple of qualifications for Advisor of the Year. Schools have to have submitted a Chapter Excellence Program application to Level 2, a Chapter of Distinction. And this year the state directors can choose whether to accept those Chapter Excellence Program applications from this year, current school year, 2019-2020, or from last year. Some states are using last year's CEP application to qualify. Some are using this year. And then the second qualification is the advisor has to be joined as a professional member with the training program at the school. To begin filling out the Advisor of the Year application, you need to simply complete and submit your Level 2 CEP application, and as soon as you submit that, you'll be prompted to see if you'd like to also apply for Advisor of the Year. And if you choose no, if you're not quite ready to do that, you can always come back later, and from the Chapter Excellence Program screen, there's a little button you'll see show up there that says Create New AOY Application. Once you've finished submitting Level 2 CEP, that button will show up on the screen and you can submit there. Create a new one there. Like I said, it's just a couple of step process. You start the application, you fill it out. There are some recommendation letters that you may need to supply. The state director will then manage application judges and the process, very much like the Chapter Excellence Program. That state director will identify who the winner is, and the state director will advance that winner onto the regional. And the regional competition is handled by the national office staff. And then those regional winners will be notified, one from each of the 5 regions, and they will be moving on to the national judging level, handled with an interview process at the National Leadership Conference. The application is pretty straightforward. There's like 6 different questions. You have to fill out, almost essay-style questions. You put in your information, fill out the 6 questions, upload the documents if you'd like, and then submit it. It should be fairly straightforward. I'm going to go ahead and do a walkthrough of that for you now and see how that looks. While I'm logged in as the advisor for a particular training program, I can click the Chapter Excellence Program icon here and see that I've got an application in progress. It's at Level 2, still working, and at the bottom here I see my Advisor of the Year applications grid. I can't choose to create a new Advisor of the Year application because I haven't submitted this Chapter Excellence Level 2 yet. It's still in working state. If I click to edit that Chapter Excellence program, I can complete the application. I can continue working on the various areas, personal, workplace, technical, and when I'm ready to actually complete it or submit the application, I'll click Submit here and submit to confirm that I'm really ready to do this. That application will be submitted, and instantaneously I'm asked if I'd like to apply for Advisor of the Year. And I can choose any of my eligible advisors. I only have one because this is the only joined professional in the school so far. If I had multiple joined professionals this year, I could choose any of them, but right now I've only got Andrew Banks here. We don't have to do this right now. We can always come back later and start the application. But if I choose Andrew and hit Create App, it will launch the application right away. I'm going to cancel that so we can at least see where else we could launch this from later on. So when I click cancel here, it'll take me back to my training programs. I can see Andrew Banks is there. If I go back to the Chapter Excellence program screen, notice the difference. Now this Chapter Excellence program level 2 is in the submitted state, and all of a sudden down here I have the Create New Advisor of the Year application button, which wasn't here before because I hadn't submitted this. Also, if I click into that Chapter Excellence application again, I'll notice that there's also an Advisor of the Year button there I can click to start a new one. So I'm going to go ahead and create that new Advisor of the Year application now by clicking this button. And it takes me to that same exact screen I was on before where I can choose which advisor. Again, I've only got the one. And I'll go ahead and click Create that app. And it will fill in a new Advisor of the Year application with the details of this particular advisor. And I can begin filling it out with his, it's got his home address and whatnot that I copied over from his membership record. I can put in his home phone number, his cell phone number, his email address, his current job title. And then I can just begin filling out the application down here, filling out the philosophy and value of career and technical education, the essential elements, how the framework was integrated, all the various questions that I need to fill in for the Advisor of the Year application. So I've completed the application here and filled in all the various blocks and hit the save button a time or two to save my work. Some states are using the letters to upload a student letter, an advisor letter, and a state director letter. Some states are requiring that. Other states are letting the state director handle that. So you'll need to reach out to your state director to understand whether they're filling those in or not. If I want to upload one of those, I would just click this browse button and find the student letter, for example, that I have, a PDF, and upload that guy. Now I've got my student letter uploaded. I can review that and see what it looks like. So that's good. And then if your state's not dealing with those letters, you can just reach out to your state director and have them maybe forward the emails to them and the letters to them, and they can help get those uploaded before the applications are submitted to the regional level. So right now I'm working on this at the state level, and it is working. If I close this, I can cut back to it at any time here on my Advisor Chapter Excellence program screen. Click the edit link here to come back in and keep working on the thing. And it looks like I have until March to complete this. This is a test system, obviously, so that date's a little out of whack. But when I'm ready, I've got everything submitted. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to submit this to my state director for scoring. I'll just click submit here, and it'll ask if I'm sure I'm ready to submit it. I'll click OK. The application will be submitted. It gives me information here. And now that application is at the state level and has been submitted. Still available to me to see. I can still generate a PDF of my document, see kind of what it looks like. But now that I've submitted the application, I can no longer edit the information. If you get to this point, you've submitted, and then you realize, oh, I need to go and change something, you'll need to reach out to your state director and have them push the application back, basically unsubmit it, send it back to the advisor so he can keep working on it. And from the advisor's perspective, that's about all there is to it. Once you've submitted the application, your state director will reach out to you and let you know where the application is in the process and do the state judging so that the application can be selected as a winner and moved on to the regional and then potentially onto the national level Advisor of the Year competition. So that walkthrough generally shows you how the Chapter Excellence program and the Advisor of the Year application program work together and how you can fill out and complete that application. As always, if you have questions or you get stuck anywhere along the way, you can email us at support@skillsusa-register.org, and we'll see if we can help you out. Thanks so much.